Hi, welcome to our podcast. My name is Mick.
I'm Bella.
And I'm Maya.
And today we're going to be talking about our lives in NYC and our perspective upon it. I have some questions here that Maya, as the questioner, is going to ask, and Bella's just going to sit here and look pretty.
Okay. Where were you born?
I was born, fun fact, in Orlando, Florida. So technically, I'm not really a true New Yorker, but I am.
I was born at Mount Sinai Hospital in Lower Manhattan.
And I was born, no clue what hospital, but I was born in Manhattan. Where do you live now?
I live in the Bronx, in the BX. You don't see that a lot. You don't see that often around here. But I live in Parkchester, trenches, the hood, what do they used to call the Bronx? The boogie down Bronx.
What about you, Bella?
Don't tell Frankel. I don't live in one of the 5 boroughs. I live in Long Beach, New York, in Long Island.
And I live in Ridgewood, Queens, but middle of nowhere, Queens. How do you like your neighborhood? If you do, explain. If you don't, where would you rather live?
I love my neighborhood. And I could not imagine going anywhere else. It's kind of like a beach town, and I can ride my bike whenever I want, and the summer is just so fun. Yeah, so I love my neighborhood. Yeah.
Okay, Michaela?
I don't mind my neighborhood. I think my neighborhood is definitely a reflection of who I am. I will say that, and it's definitely you can tell that I'm just kind of a little on the ghetto road. My neighborhood, I don't really mind it. I think it's definitely a reflection of who I am, and I know people around there. It's always kids you grew up with, and you're like, hey, let's go outside, and we'll do that stuff, and but it is kind of far from everyone, so I kind of do have to travel a bit because there's not really anyone else in our school from the Bronx except 2-3 kids. So, but I think the way I would just say it is it's definitely a depiction of who I am.
I don't like my neighborhood, which sounds very odd, but for me, I feel like there's nothing around the neighborhood. Once you go there, you see everything. There's not really much that you can do because it's a very rural area, so it's mostly houses, really freaking expensive coffee stores, and there's really nothing to do around. And the only thing that's good about it is that by my house I have the M train right there, so M train can help me travel. But if I were to live somewhere else, I would definitely say that I would want to live, I guess, more in Brooklyn, which, but
you gotta love you some BK kids.
Right. I mean, I guess that's the one thing that's nice about my neighborhood. My neighborhood is it's right next to Williamsburg. Okay, where is your favorite place in New York City?
Chipotle. Brandon! You want
Brandon, say hi to our
Come say hi to our podcast.
Brandon, come and say hi.
Where's your favorite place in New York City?
My favorite place in New York City is probably Rockaway Beach because I love in the summer when right before school ends, me and my friends just always go to Rockaway Beach and we'll just spend some time together. Yeah.
My favorite place in New York City is probably Columbus Circle, by Juilliard, just because it's so artsy over there. You can't get food there because everything is too expensive, but there's so many creative people there, and there's so much art there that's so beautiful. Yeah, so I like that part of New York City.
My favorite place in New York City has to be K-Town because I'm definitely a girl that loves food, and the food over there, it's
so good, yeah.
So good. Where have you been in the world that reminds you of New York City? If nowhere, what details make you think of New York City?
I think what makes me think about New York is the personalities of people. Like I feel like there's nothing like New York, like that, just that how people carry themselves, like always mind it. Like when you're on the street, like there's just some things you don't question, and there's some things you don't answer. But like New York just has this aura that's just like I don't know how to explain it other than that. But I feel like the people make New York. I don't really think it's like, because like anywhere can have buildings, anywhere can have things, but the crazy stuff that happens in New York is what makes it.
I feel like a place that has reminded me the most of New York. So in Boston, like by Berklee College of Music, there's like this whole area that's just like so many people are always walking around. There's so many stores, like, and it just reminded me a lot of New York, how it's like the busy streets and just people going to the mall, people buying things, like eating food wherever. So it was a very busy area. So that's kind of what reminded me of New York.
For me, I don't really think I've been to a place that reminds me of New York City, but I would have to agree the similarity. I would have to agree with Michaela is like the personality of people, because it's like when you meet somebody and you get to know who they are, you can tell like, oh, that's a New Yorker, or that's the person from there. That's definitely a huge aspect to what I perceive as New York. Now to the goodies. What was your worst New York City experience, and how has it changed your perspective in New York City?
I think scariest moment is definitely like, I think like a lot of females have a lot of scary experiences like on NYC like subways and stuff, like especially being like a girl and being a young girl. Like I remember one time like this guy literally tried to grab me and like just grabbed my arm. But even like that in itself, like I'm pretty sure I can name like a tons of other experiences where I've been catcalled or whatever. But like definitely like getting grabbed by my arm is definitely like an experience. I was like, damn, like you actually just like try to get me right now. Like you just try to get me. You're not gonna get me. Like no. So like I think that definitely like kind of like in New York, especially now with all the crazy stuff that's going on. Like it just kind of makes you scared, like as like a young girl, because like everyone wants to go after young girls for whatever reason. And I think that kind of changed my perspective in like New York. It's like you have to be 10 times more aware of what you're doing, 10 times more careful of what you say and how you carry yourself and what you bring on you and all that stuff.
My worst experience in New York is kind of similar to that, like on the subway as a girl. I was alone in a subway car at like 6:45 p.m. like going to the lure, and there was this me and it was somebody else in the car, and it was like an older man in the car, and like he was far away from me in the car, and then like he started like every stop he'd move a little bit closer, right? He'd move a little bit closer, and then like I saw like his camera, like his phone recording, and like once he pointed the camera at me, like the next stop, like I just got off because I was just like no. But like honestly, like there's so many bad experiences. Like it's not really like a one specific one. Like girls get catcalled like all over the place in New York City, and it just like is really disheartening. That's like a very disheartening thing about New York. It's just like wow, like people can just be gross.
For me, this is kind of, I mean, I'm not sure if I can share it here, but I still am. I don't care. I was sitting in a train. It was pretty packed, and then I got off at Myrtle Avenue, Broadway. No, I was on the train, and then a lady came in, and she was wearing a button-up and then like a long skirt, and she went up to my row and started from the left of the row to the right, and I was sitting all the way to the right, and she unbuttoned her shirt and started, you know, shaking them right in the whole row's face. Like she went one by one. And I was just like sitting there. I was like staring down. And I can probably had to be the most traumatizing thing. Actually, no, maybe. But I mean, a lot of the things is just mostly what you guys said. Like, and now I'm just like head down, focus on yourself, where you're going, instead of focusing what's around you. That's my perspective.
But you gotta be aware though at all times.
It's so bad that like my sister-in-law literally doesn't even listen to music on the trains anymore. Like,
no, you can never have that on full blast.
you can't have like
I was always, I mean, I do, but like.
No, me too. You know, like advice is like girls, like lock in, be aware of your surroundings, please. I mean, like men too, but like girls.
What was your favorite New York City experience?
there is nothing better than a night out with your girls in the town, and I'll leave it at that. Because, but going to parties with your girls, going out to a dinner, or like getting dressed up and finding a reason, even if you're not Ubering, even if you're all dressed up and you're getting on that train, girl, there's nothing better than those moments with your friends and you're just like, we're out in the town right now, like outside.
My favorite NYC experience. Yeah, I can't say I have like a specific one. It's really like the people that you know and like the people that are around you that make New York City a good experience. It's the things that you do with those people and the places that you go with those people. It's really about like who you're around. So I can't say that I have a specific experience. I'd say probably going out with my friends and like little date nights in New York City. Like we like that. So yeah, that's
my favorite experience. I actually have two, and they both have to do with celebrities. Was when I met Queen Latifah at QCM, Queen Center Mall, and then I met this girl. Her name is Chloe something. I'll like put a picture, but that was at my dad's work, and they're both like very big celebrities, and I was just like, oh my god! That has to be my favorite. Those two are my favorite experiences. But obviously, being with my friends, that's what I love the most. Like being at home.
January 29th. Look out for the Insta stories.
Alright, final question. How would you explain New York to tourists? And how could you help them understand stereotypes, cultures, and differences in the atmosphere? Explain some things tourists would never understand.
well, I feel like tourists like will never understand what it's like to like walk on the busy street every day and like taking the subway every day. Like
or like stuff that they see, like that they come to New York to see. We see like basically every week.
yeah, and like we walk past it like it's normal. Like the whole like basically the song is like Alicia Keys like New York. Like it's not like it's not actually how it is. Like that's like the smoke screen like stereotype of oh yeah like concrete jungle like.
Yeah.
It's just a busy place and that you have to be ready for. Like like New York is waiting for you, but like you have to be ready to go.
Yeah.
Like you have to be
and
ready.
it's chaotic.
To be there.
It's
Yeah,
messy.
comes
It's
with
crazy.
a pretty
Like
penny, bro.
And
Like,
we are not, and
money.
New Yorkers are not the nicest people. Like,
No.
like people do not
No.
say good morning to each other here every day when you walk past. Like that's not like.
don't
Consider
take
it
that.
weird if you do it.
Don't take it for granted either, though.
And
because
you
there's-
need money. Things
You need-
here are expensive.
Expensive. Like to live here, expensive. Like yeah, like maybe you come here and like for a few days, a couple weeks, a month, but like living here is like such
a hassle.
yeah, it's a lot.
And it's
It's
just a
chaotic.
concrete jungle, though. You can get lost.
And yeah, and like the one thing that you guys will never understand is like actually being able to like travel. Like I feel like we're very it's just like part of our nature. We're like
Yeah.
we're used to just like following the signs and like going this way and going that way, changing directions.
Not needing a
getting on
car
this
to get
train.
anywhere.
Yeah, so that's something that's very different about living
Also,
in New York.
something a lot of people don't understand is that driving a car in New York City is hard. Traffic
Wait,
is a
they just
very-
added that $7 toll just to get into Manhattan.
Yeah, people have to go to work, have to pay extra $7 every day.
But other than that, I'd say that New York City is a very nice place to visit, to travel.
I mean, like if you want to
Like, go visit
if you have the
Broadway,
money,
like-
go watch the Broadway shows, go to the shitty bars, go to the like when you're older, of course.
We've all had similar like ups and downs like, when it comes to New York City. But
I think the difference is just like neighborhoods.
yeah,
But I think we learned to appreciate that.
It's like I will never know like what it's like to like travel back and forth from the Bronx every day and like live there or travel back and forth from Ridgewood every day. Like,
the same way I wouldn't know how to get on the freaking
Yeah.
lure every day, come to school and take train time.
but I think we all understand that New York City is a place to be cautious, to have fun, to be
Love
creative, love who you are, and love the place around you. and
Like
the
there's
people
so
around
much
you.
in New York. Like there's so many different kinds of people. Like
Yeah.
there's everyone has their own thing that they know how to do. I feel like, and it's just so cool like to see that like we're all in one big city.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you for watching our podcast. Ms.
Thank
Snyder,
you.
please give us 100.